To, as always, once I go live, I like to actual link out in the Facebook just to actually make it a little bit more actionable. Go straight to the stream. Helps people out a little bit more. There it is. It's the K deal. So we're going live. Brewers, look. To make it 8 in a row. All right. Well, welcome everyone. It is 7 o'clock. Let's get this fire started. Milwaukee Brewers are taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates at PNC Park. Make sure that all of our settings are correct. We're partly cloudy. That's good. Sometimes you get that rain, the haziness. That didn't go over very well last time. So let's kick it off here. So that's where the Brewers enter today. Well, they simulate these games before they even happen. So Cubs already have won, and we're supposed to be playing at the same time. So there you go. Let's find another one that's less spoilery. Oh, the lineups, and they're gone. All right. Welcome to PNC Park. The Milwaukee Brewers are looking for their 8th straight win. They're going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have lost 4 in a row and have struggled at home. Chris Archer is the starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's going to go up against Adrian Hauser. Game 1 of this series starts right after this fade to black. And the season and the series is starting. Chris Archer is on the mound today. He's getting his 5th start of the season, 0-2 on the season. 2.77 ERA in 26 innings. He's given up 21 hits. 5 home runs. He has struck out 37, one of the league leaders in strikeouts. And he's going to face off against Lorenzo Cain, who's back in the leadoff spot today. Got the day off on Sunday and the off day tomorrow, so a little extended time off. First pitch from Archer's a swing and a miss. We're underway here in Pittsburgh. Glad you could join us here on youtube.com/Tucker Comedy. Pittsburgh Pirates 4-18 have drastically struggled to start the season here. They're back home where they have not. Cain takes one down. It's 1-1. Chilly day here in Pittsburgh, 41 degrees, winds blowing out to left. Take a look at that beautiful scoreboard and a beautiful ballpark, one of the best ones in the league. Here's the 1-1 pitch, way upstairs, 2-1. Archer last pitched on Wednesday. That was the last time that the Pirates have gotten a win. They've lost 4 straight. Got a win. They got the win in Arizona. Archer went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, struck out 8. Did give up 1 home run. And there's another swing and a miss. It's 2-2. The issue with the Pirates has not been necessarily the pitching. It's definitely been their offense. They have gotten really slow out of the gate. And there's a grounder over to Newman. He's got it. And there's the first out of the inning. Here's how the Brewers line up today. Lorenzo Cain in the leadoff spot. Ben Gamel's all the way up to the 2 spot after a good coming in after starting for Christian Yelich. Hira, Garcia, Narvaez, Justin Smoke at first. Urias is getting the start at third. Arcia's over at short. And pitching in the 9 spot is Adrian Hauser. As Ben Gamel steps up to the plate with 1 out. Takes a fastball up. It's 1-0. Gamel has gotten every start in right field since Christian Yelich has went on the IL with hip inflammation. Hoping that he can come back for the series against Colorado. If not, as there's a drive to right, Polanco's there with plenty of room. And there's out number 2. Brewers will end this road trip in Colorado, and then they have an off day, and then they host the Nationals for 3 games. So if Yelich isn't back for that series, probably expect him for that series against the Washington Nationals, who've also struggled this year. It's Keston Hira riding a 7-game hitting streak, takes a strike. It's 0-1. pitch from Archer is down and away, 1-1. Hero hitting the solo home run in yesterday's game, his only hit of the game to extend his hitting streak. The 1-1 from Archer is down, it's 2-1. Earl Hendricks is over at home, he's behind home plate tonight. Calling the balls and strikes. Archer's down 2-1 on Hira. Here's the pitch, just outside as well, 3-1. Avisail Garcia on deck. He swung a hot bat in New York. Hoping to keep that going on the road here in Pittsburgh. 3-1 to Hira is inside, and the Brewers get a base runner with 2 away.
Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 24, Avisail Garcia.
Coming into the day, Archer's given up 10 walks. This is a pitching staff that has issued a lot of free passes. That is ripped down the line, but foul. Pirates coming into this series tied for 27th in the majors in walks allowed. They've given up 28 home runs as a pitching staff. Here's the 0-1 upstairs, 1-1.
1-1.
Like I mentioned, it has not been the pitching staff that's really done these Pirates in. They have not been able to get timely runs. They have not been able to hit. They're only really getting production out of 2 hitters right now. One of those is supposed to be Josh Bell, but he's struggled starting this season. Here's the 1-1, and that's off to the right side, and it's 1-2. Hero over at first. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Nice block by Stallings. And that's going to keep Hero over at first. Two from Archer. Another one foul. Garcia right on those pitches. Just can't keep it in play. Pulls that one way foul. And do it again with 2-2. Here's the pitch. Another one ripped down the line, but just foul. Good moves by the third base umpire there. Making sure he doesn't get brained by that one. Check if Hero over at first. Here's the 2-2. And that one's fouled on the right side. So Garcia hanging in there tough. Seeing a lot of pitches this at bat. Archer's going to be his 20th pitch coming up here. Here he is again, way outside. So Here's going to get a head start on this pitch. Let's see if Garcia can hit one in the gap. Has a chance to score him then. 3-2 pitch. Full count again. And that's going to be a little looper into right. And that is going to be down for a base hit. Misplayed by Polanco. Not going to do any harm, though. Throws going to come into home for some reason. Here's going to make it over to third, and the Brewers have first and third with 2 outs. Got it on the handle and just muscled that one into right field. Polanco has to play it on the hop, and that's going to bring up Omar Narvaez. Got the day off on Sunday. Here's the 0-0. That was fouled just out in front of that one. All he can do is tap it. It's 0-1. So Garcia stays hot at the plate. Looks like a line drive in the book. Here's the 0-1 to Narvaez. That one's down and away. 1-1. Down and in. Archer got the first 2 guys out. And then walked Hero. Gives up the base hit to Garcia. And now it's runners at the corners here for Narvaez. Another one in the dirt. Another good block. Runners hold still. It's 2-1. 2-1 pitch. That one just misses. 3-1. Narvaez last played on Saturday when he got the start. He was 3 for 5 with 2 doubles in that one. Actually, he was 0 for 3. I'm looking at game 1. But he was 3 for 5 in that first game. 0 for 3 on Saturday. Swing and a miss. So full count here. Garcia is going to go on the pitch. See if Narvaez can put one in play. Give the Brewers the early lead. Full count pitch offering from Archer, fouled back. It's only the third time that Narvaez has not started this season. He's been swinging a hot bat among the league leaders in batting average. Full count pitch again, and that one's grounded towards the middle. Newman's bobbling it, but he's going to have time to get Narvaez, and that's going to do it for the Brewers. So the Brewers get a couple of base runners, but leave them stranded, and we head to the bottom of the first. Brewers not scoring. So Adrian Hauser is going to make his 5th start of the season. He has a 1-0 record. 5.12 ERA. He's struck out 18, walked 6. He has given up 4 home runs, though. Something that he's leading, or he's one behind Freddie Peralta, who's given up 5, which leads this pitching staff.
Leading up for the Pirates, the second baseman, Kevin Newman.
And he's going to start out Kevin Newman with the ball. Brewers, as you saw in that graphic, well, let's just, if you didn't see that graphic, you're just joining us. We'll just assume that they came into today, as the games are going on, tied for first. As there's one hit to Smoke. He smothers it. He's going to take it himself, and a great play by Smoke. He races Newman here in the first.
Batting second, the left fielder.
Take a look at that play again. Good diving stop. Takes away a base hit. And there's one away. Hauser last pitched on Wednesday against the Phillies. Went 4 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run. And he starts out Adam Frazier with a strike. He gave up a 3-run homer to Real Muto. But because of the error, only one of those was a charged run. I'm reading my notes, and I didn't do a good job of probably writing this out. You sometimes think like, oh, I'll remember that. It was only a week ago. Well, apparently not. 0-2 pitch. Down and away, 1-2. As Adam Frazier steps up to the plate here. One's in the dirt, 2-2. Frazier is 0 for 4 in yesterday's game. Pirates coming off of getting swept by the Dodgers in LA. And there's one that's up the middle for a base hit. So Frazier's on with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Brian Reynolds, who's been basically the offense for these Pirates this season. Good piece of hitting there. Low and inside. A left-handed hitter's dream. And he's just going to smoke that one to center field, and he's on with 1 out. Hauser starts Reynolds off with a strike. And there's a tapper. See his guy, he's going to flip to Huron. He's going to get it over to Smoke, and there's the double play to end the inning. So a base hit's erased by the double play. And Justin Smoke leads off the second for the Brewers.
Justin Smoke.
Had a good series against the Mets. He's seen a lot more regular playing time. Braun having some trouble with the bat, so giving Justin Smoke a chance, and he's done very well. Takes another one inside. It's 2-0. And that one's down, 3-0. Pitch. Check swing, but it's in there right down the middle for a strike. Archer shaking his head. Probably just thinking, man, how come I couldn't do that those other 3 pitches? I'm sure that's all what he was thinking, and nothing more. 3-1 to Smoke. way out in front of that slider, and it's 3-2. Smoke had 2 RBIs in yesterday's game, and that one misses. And Smoke draws the walk. So second walk already issued by Archer tonight. And they'll bring up Luis Urias. Urias, the versatile shortstop, or infielder. He got the start at shortstop on Sunday, starting over at third tonight. And if needed, probably can jump over to second as well. Smoke's over at first. Nobody out. And that one misses, 1-0. Urias had a sacrifice fly in yesterday's game. Gave the Brewers a 2-0 lead. 1-0 pitch, way outside, 2-0. So Archer having a little bit of command issues here early. Falling behind on batters, like I mentioned, has 2 walks already in the game. Just misses. So Earl Hendricks not giving some of those borderline pitches. It's always the downfall. If you're struggling finding the zone, it's harder to get those borderline calls. Here's the 3-0. Changeup right down the middle, and it's 3-1. Urias had a home run on Friday. He hit it off of Seth Lugo, who had not given up a home run or a run all season. So a fine feather in the cap for Urias. Getting him a little bit more regular playing time. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball on the inside part of the plate. And Archer's climbed back to a full count. Smoke over at first. Don't anticipate him running. He has a dubious 0 speed, according to MLB The Show. Full count pitch. Misses inside. So back-to-back hitters. Archer has fallen behind 3-0, worked it back to 3-2, and then ultimately loses the hitter. So back-to-back walks here to start the second. That brings up Orlando Arcia. Got the day off on Sunday. He's got runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. Way upstairs, 1-0. Take a look at Derek Shelton. His first manager was the hitting coach for the NL. Adam Frazier in left, Brian Reynolds in center, Polanco in right, and then around the horn, Colin Moran, Kevin Kramer, Kevin Newman, Josh Bell at first, and then behind home plate is Jacob Stallings, who catches Chris Archer here in the second. Adrian Hauser now bats, still looking for his first hit. He's squaring to bunt. He's going to bounce that one back into Stallings. It's 0-1. A rough start to Derek Shelton's managerial career. Pirates 4-18 on the season. Seeing that my connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay, which I'm very frustrated by. As Hauser gets the bunt down, he's going to go to second, and that is not in time. And the Brewers have the bases loaded here in the second.
The seventh fielder, Lorenzo King.
So a couple times in New York, we've seen that where defenses are trying to get that lead runner because of these hard-hit bunts, and good hustle by the runners keeps them in play. There's only 1 out, and the base is now loaded. That one's in there for a strike. So Kane falls behind 0-2. This is one area the Brewers have improved on lately, hitting with runners in scoring position. Base is full of Brewers. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got fooled on that one. And the first strikeout for Archer is a big one. They're now 2 away. Way late on that one. Kane just looking to get a piece of it and fight it off, but is not able to. That's going to bring up Ben Gamble. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the left side. It's 0-1. Check the runners. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Archer up 0-2 and a chance to get out of this inning. Brewers left 2 on in the first. Trying to punch something in here. Here's the 0-2 to Gamble. Upstairs, 1-2. 1-2 to Gamble. And that's a little flare into left field. And that is going to be down for a base hit. Smoke is in to score. Here comes Urias. He scores. And the Brewers take a 2-0 lead on the 2-run single by Ben Gamble. So Gamble stays hot. Drives in the first 2 runs of the game. And that's going to make way for Keston Hiura. Hiura's way in front of that slider. Hiura walked in the first, kept the inning alive, but ended up being stranded. Looking to extend his hitting streak. He's got a hit in every one of these wins that the Brewers have had, so let's just make that correlation. When Keston Hiura gets a hit, the Brewers win. That one's in there for a strike, 0-2. Here's got runners at first and second. Down in the count, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Way outside, 1-2. Here I had another monster series against an NL East opponent. Had a home run in Saturday's game. Or he had the home run in yesterday's game. That extended. I already mentioned that. He had hits in the other ones too. Big hits. And that one's ripped down the line, but foul. That's what happens when you take one day off. You just start forgetting all the things that have happened, and you forget what days are and when things happen. I should have just done a practice game to keep my wits about me. Bouncer over to Bell. He'll take it himself, and now retire the side in the second. But Ben Gamble gets the Brewers on the board with a 2-run single. So we head to the bottom of the second. Brewers 2, Pittsburgh nothing. So Josh Bell is going to lead off the bottom of the second. Been a kind of a tough start for him. No home runs this season. Just the 2 RBIs. That one misses 1-0. Tight zone tonight. Hauser can't get the one. Top of the corner. Bell had 27 home runs, 116 RBIs last year. But like most of these Pirates, just getting off to a dreadfully slow start. 2-0 pitch, and that's ripped up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So Bell gets it going for the Pirates here in the second.
Batting fifth.
I just hope that, like I've said in a lot, like the Brewers have faced a lot of hitters that have struggled to start the season. Mentioned Bryce Harper was struggling when they faced the Phillies, and then he started to get things going as that series came to an end. So Colin Moran steps in, and there's, I believe that's Pauly. They call him the parrot in Pittsburgh. He's doing some pelvic thrusts at the crowd as a way to get them more engaged, I guess. Interesting tactic. I know there's kids in the audience, so not sure how that plays with all the moms out there, but you know what? He's having fun, so what can you do? Colin Moran, the third baseman's in there. He takes a pitch. It's 1-0. That one's fouled off to the left side. It's evened up at 1. Moran with 1 home run, 4 RBIs on the season. Has stolen 2 bases. He's up in the count 2-1. One thing about this Pirates team is that they're all homegrown. They're all very young. There's the 2-1. And there's a pop fly behind first base, kind of, but more in shallow right. Hiura's got it, and there's one away. Here's how the Brewers line up defensively tonight. Garcia and Kane, the mainstays in the outfield. Ben Gamel's over on the right side of it. Luis Urias gets the start at third. Orlando Arcia's at short. Hira's at second, where he's made every start this year. Justin Smoke at first. Omar Narvaez is behind the plate. And he's catching Adrian Hauser here in the second. As Gregory Polanco steps in, right below that Euchre line. Another one of these big bats that has just struggled to get going here this season for the Pirates. They're at the bottom of pretty much every major category offensively. They're last in batting average. They're second to last in runs scored, last in home runs hit. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 27th in walks. They're batting just 161 with runners in scoring position this season coming into tonight. So it's been a struggle for them to get something going. And as I mentioned, they have not won a game at home yet this season, 0-7. And it's a full count on Polanco. Josh Bell over at first. Full count pitch. And that one's going to reach the seats. And it's full count still. This is a top-heavy lineup as far as production is concerned. Brian Reynolds leads the team with 14 RBIs, and that one's hit into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. That's going to get into that corner where it's super deep. That's going to score Josh Bell. Polanco is going to round second, and he is in there with a RBI double, and the Pirates are on the board here in the second.
Shortstop, number 44.
Pitch that just hung over the plate, couldn't bury that one inside and under the hands enough. And Polanco's going to hit that one into the triangle in left center. And the Pirates are in business here with one out and a runner at second. It's always the big fear when you're facing these teams that are kind of down in the dumps. You just never know when it's going to start turning around for them. There's the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Get a team that you feel is kind of on the ropes, but it's still early too, so there's still, a lot of hope in that dugout. Trying to turn things around, try to spark a little something. And if you can be the team that ruins the long winning streak, you can ride that momentum for the rest of that series, especially if you can do it in game one. You got a team who's coming in flying high and then knowing that they're probably going to get a win just based on how the two teams coming into the matchup are looking, as Hauser gets Kramer to strike out for out number 2.
The catcher.
But then if you're that team kind of heavily underdogged, you come in and you win a big game, you win that first one, then you start thinking, well, let's try to get the next one, and then you get that one possibly. It just can snowball very quickly. Winning can just do so much for your momentum and do so much for your psyche. I think that's a big reason, like with the Brewers seeing Christian Yelich going on the IL and still being able to rattle off these wins. I think that's done a lot for this team. Now, you're not going to win the rest of them. It's not how it works. But in the games you're supposed to win, that's always the mentality. These are the games that the Brewers coming into today know they have to win. They've had trouble with that in years past, kind of playing down to their opposition. And there's a swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Narvaez is going to secure the out over at first, and the inning is over. But Gregory Polanco gets the Pirates on the board. He looked very menacing at that bat. That was a very troubling look. He gets the Pirates on the board, and after 2, it's 2-1. Oh, Heidi, I'm so sorry. This stupid microphone issue. I said, you know, my off day, I should have used. We keep bringing you on these road trips. It's costing me a fortune to have you come all this way. And it's not because you don't do a good job, but it's like we can't hear you. So, I mean, it's just a bummer. That's what it is. I hate for you to come all this way and you put all this work in and then no one can even hear your great work. I mean, that's just a shame. And that's probably that's on me more than anyone, and I take responsibility of that. Garcia's in there, and he takes a ball. Hit a little looper into right, his last at bat. Facing Chris Archer here in the third, who's already thrown now 59 pitches, and we're just in the third inning. And there's a fly ball to right, but Polanco's under it, and he's got it for out number one. I'll bring up Omar Narvaez as you take a look at the skyline of Pittsburgh. Well, cat's out of the bag. Chicago's going to win the game no matter what you see down there. So they have a half-game lead on the Brewers. They're facing the Padres in Chicago. So with a win today, the Brewers can maintain being top in the Central. Which, once again, this is going to be a dogfight, as Narvaez hits one up the middle, and that's going to squeak through for a base hit. So Omar Narvaez is on with one away, and he continues to swing a good bat.
Now batting.
Doing a little motion over to the wrong dugout, because the Brewers dugout is on the first base side, so I don't know who he was doing that one to. Maybe it was an old friend he used to play with that's on the Pirates now. I don't know. Brings up Justin Smoak. He walked. He would score on the Gamble base hit last inning. He bats with one out, and Omar Narvaez over at first. Strike is at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1. Smoak with 2 RBIs, and Smoak was one of those guys who got an RBI via the walk. Those were some pretty valuable runs, as the Brewers would give up 2 runs in that 9th. Let's put a little pressure on the bullpen, put a little pressure on the Brewers in the 9th, but Josh Hader came through, got the save, only had to face one batter. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Narvaez is going to go back. He doesn't have the wheels necessary to make that risky maneuver to second, and it's 2-2 on Justin Smoak. Pitch is way up there, and it's a full count. Full count pitch to Smoak. Oh, he chased one high and away, and that is the second strikeout for Archer, and there's 2 away.
The third baseman.
So Smoak swinging at ball 4 there. Not sure what he saw coming out of the hand there. But he'll talk to his hitting coach, just tell him, I'll shake that one off. Luis Urias is in there. That was a ball. If there's one thing, if there's one, I don't know, note of solace about Justin Smoak, his last 2 games, he didn't look particularly great his first few at-bats, and then he comes through with some pretty big hits. He had struck out 3 times on Saturday, and then he comes up and hits the game-winning RBI ground out, so put the ball in play. And then, I believe it was Friday, or it might have even been, actually it might have been, on Sunday. There's another day, why don't I just look at the scorebook? It's right in here. These are easy things to do. He strikes out his first 2 bats on Sunday's game and then hits an RBI double. So, struggling out of the gate, that's just Justin Smoak lulling the pitchers into a false sense of comfortability, just getting them thinking, oh, easy out coming up, and then he'll just rip one to the corner. He'll rip one out of here. He's got it all. He's just playing the long game. He's thinking 4 moves ahead. It's like 3-dimensional chess. 3-1 pitch to Urias, and he fouls that off on the right side. And it's a full count, so Omar Narvaez will be going with the pitch here. Brewers have a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 3rd. Here's the pitch. And that one's a pop-up to left center. It's going to be Reynolds, and he's got it for out number 3. So Narvaez leads off the inning with a base hit, but he's left there. And after 2.5, Brewers lead by 1. Chris Archer leads it off for the Pirates here in the 3rd. Still looking for his first hit of the season. Once again, taking a look at that beautiful Pittsburgh skyline in the outfield. Probably one of the best stadium experiences I've had. I've been there. I've been lucky enough to go there twice. Just swing and a miss. Going across the Roberto Clemente Bridge, getting some photos of the stadium from outside, getting them from inside of that skyline. It's just a great ballpark to be in. It's one of the best ones in the league for sure. As Archer's down on strikes, Hauser's struck out 3, and we're back to the top of the order, and Kevin Newman.
Second baseman, Kevin Newman.
I was able to go there with a somewhat family trip. Went with my dad and my uncles. There, a little road trip out east for a couple of Brewer games. We were able to do a little golfing and got some nice seats on the third baseline, kind of where that tarp is that you see in the background there. And it was great. They had an usher there who had been there ever since like the old Forbes Field, when they, a couple of iterations of where the Pirates used to play. He'd been there for like 80 years. And when we were there, as Newman fouls him away, they were actually miking him up. They were actually doing a little video. I think it was like a little mini documentary about this guy and the many years that he's been an usher. And there's a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts for Hauser. There's 2 away. And so we were walking to our seats, and we show the usher our tickets. And he walks us down there. It had rained a little bit, so he wipes off our seats. And we're like, well, thank you. And this guy, he was in his 90s. I actually found like an article and the story about him later. And as we're sitting down, we were the first people he had sat. He points at the camera crew and the people that mic'd him up. And he just points right at them and says, "They're filming a documentary about me." And the first thing I said was, they don't really like it when you say like you're being filmed. They kind of like you to just be natural with a lot of these things. And but he didn't care. He was having a blast. He just one of those great ballpark stories that you see in so many of these places. As there's a foul ball, it's 2-2. And then later, so me and my dad, we go up and we're getting some drinks. We're getting the 50-50, and we walk back down there. And a lot of times, when you go into some of these areas, you have to like show your ticket almost every time because they want to make sure you're actually supposed to sit there. And I've had to do, like, I've gone to places where you're dealing with people who are like in their 20s and 30s, and they're checking your ticket every time as there's a strikeout. So Hauser strikes out the side, and this guy, as we walked up to him, we're like, I was about to show him my phone, and he goes, "Oh, you're down over there." Knew exactly where we were sitting, knew exactly the area, and just a great story, and just one of those traditions of Pittsburgh, if you've ever been sat by him. Orlando Arcia is going to lead off in the top of the 4th for the Crew. Adrian Hauser coming up next. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. Stephen Brault already warming up. Chris Archer having a pretty high pitch total already. This will be pitch number 75. And that one misses. It's 1-1. That one misses. 2-1. Arcia getting the day off on Sunday. He's been playing a lot over at short. That was actually his first day off playing shortstop this season. This has been hitting decently this year for Craig Counsell. So yeah, playing good at shortstop. That's also kept him in the lineup this season. There's the 2-2. This is inside, so I tried to jam him with that pitch, and it's 3-2. With Adrian Hauser over on deck. Full count pitch, here it comes. And Garcia hits it to third. Moran is there. He'll make the throw for out number 1.
Up next for Milwaukee. The pitcher.
I'll bring up Adrian Hauser. Laid down a bunt last time. They tried to get the out at second, but to no avail. So that made it bases loaded. That proved to be pretty pivotal because instead of taking the out, they put an extra man on, and Gamble would come up and hit a 2-run single in his at-bat. The 1-0. That one's at the top of the zone, 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Just a bit outside, 2-1. Archer getting into pretty high pitch count territory. Wonder what the plan is for him going forward. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there to fool the pitcher. And it's 2-2. And swing and a miss. So Hauser goes down on strikes. And there's 2 away.
Now batting, the center fielder, Lorenzo.
Third strikeout for Archer. And we're at the top of the order here, and Lorenzo Cain. 0 for 2. Ground out and strikeout. And there for a strike.
0-1.
Cain just pinch hit on Sunday in the 9th. Pinch hit with the bases loaded. Drew a walk that drove in a run. And this is at the bottom part of the zone. It's 1-1. Only has 4 RBIs on the season, hitting .250. But has not been taking any free ones. He's only walked 4 times. That's the least among the regular starters. Hits that one up the middle, knocked down, but Cain is on with a base hit. So 2-out single by Cain, and that's going to bring up Ben Gamble.
Ben Gamble.
So Ben Gamble continues to stay hot for these Brewers in Christian Yelich's absence. 1 for 2, 2-run single back in the second. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Gamble did not have a hit in any of his pinch hit situations and has 9 since he started making regular appearances in the lineup. So I guess that just tells you pinch hitting, definitely not for everybody. But regular playing time, that does, it really does wonders for you. You get to see a lot more pitches. You can be a little bit more selective. You can kind of work counts a little bit differently. You kind of know what a pitcher has. 0-2, and that's a fly ball into right. Polanco going back, and he's going to make the play for out number 3. So a 2-out single by Cain is all the Brewers get. They leave 1 on, get 1 hit, and we head to the bottom of the 4th with the Brewers up by 1. Taking a look at PNC Park here. We're going to Heidi Watney still. She's next to a super duper camera, it looked like it said. Let's take a look at, I believe that is Polanco. He's batting 4th this inning, so a little bit more in line with what we usually see in some of these updates, if that's who they're even talking about. But no, let's talk about PNC Park, just a beautiful stadium. I went another time. I was actually in Pittsburgh for comedy and had an opportunity to see the Brewers actually play in Pittsburgh again. And I was able to find, this is, you know, Pirates have struggled the last few years. Reynolds takes another strike. Actually able to find some pretty good seats right behind the Brewers home dugout. And the one thing I will say about when I've gone to watch the Brewers in Pittsburgh, they've both the times, been twice, as there's a base There's a hit to Arcia. It looked like it was going to loop over his head. It didn't. I have a terrible angle of all these thanks to the cameras. And there's out number one.
Number 55.
Sometimes you think that they're not going to make the play, and then you realize they can. And it's just hard to tell sometimes. I can only do it with what I'm working with here. As Josh Bell steps up, he had a single his first at bat. Scored on the Gregory Polanco double, and he's got himself another base hit. Almost the same spot as last time. He's going to try to make this 2. Throw coming into second is not in time. And the slugging first baseman who has struggled to start out this season gets his 3rd double of the season, his 2nd hit of the game. And my dog is not happy that the Pirates have a runner at second right now. So another good hit by Bell. Took another pitch right back up the middle. The way Kane was playing kind of deep, it's going to be a double for him. This is down, really no. So like I was saying, the 2 times I've been to PNC Park, the Brewers have lost in walk-off fashion. The one game, there was like a deep ball to right field, turned into a triple, and there's a fly ball to right. Garcia is there. Bell is tagging. He's going to stay put. And there's 2 away. Good throw by Garcia. Not net terror, or that is Gamelin, right?
Now batting, right fielder.
I've only watched every single game of these guys. You think I know where the outfielders are by now. Gregory Polanco is in there with 2 away. Had the RBI double last time at bat. And he hits a fly ball to center. Kane's there. And Hauser's going to get out of this one. So a 1-out double by Josh Bell does not yield anything. And after 4, Brewers up by 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Pirates.
So Derek Shelton's going to go to his bullpen here in the 5th. Chris Archer is going to only make it 4 innings. He'll get charged with 2 runs.
Keston Jura.
Only gave up 3 hits, but pitch count was getting up there. Sorry, he gave 3 hits. 4 hits. So another short outing by Pirates starting pitching. Handed over to the bullpen, and Hira hits one on the right side, foul. This is the 8th appearance for Brault, and Hira smokes that one foul. Just a little bit in front of that one, otherwise he would have extended that hitting streak with a home run in back-to-back games. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Way behind that fastball, and there's 1 away.
The left fielder, number 24.
This is the 8th appearance for Brault. 3.45 ERA in 15 2/3 innings. He has 26 strikeouts. I hope I typed that one in wrong. I can imagine 16, but he has 26. That is pretty impressive. As it's a fly ball to left. Frazier's there, and he's got it for out number 2. So 2 quick outs by Brault. Brault pitched on Sunday, went 1 1/3, had 2 strikeouts, walked 1, but did give up 2 earned runs. I'll have to recheck that strikeout number. 26 seems awfully high. That's like starting pitcher territory. And Narvaez smokes that one foul. So Brewers being aggressive here on Brault. And that one's fouled as well. 0-2 on the Brewers catcher. O2 pitch in the dirt, 1-2. Another one foul. Reset it at 1-2. And a check swing, but home plate umpire says he went around, and that's a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts for Brault. Maybe he did have 26 strikeouts performance like that, probably does have a lot of strikeouts. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Adrian Hauser faces off against Kevin Kramer in the bottom of this Pirates order.
Not shortstop.
Kramer, then Stallings, and then the pitcher spot is due up third. Hauser starts him off with a strike. Kramer struck out back in the second. And there's a pop fly to the infield. Arias racing in. He's got it for out number one.
Now batting, catcher, Jacob Stallings.
Jacob Stallings is in. 0 for 1 on the game. It's a fly ball to right. Gamble is there. And there's out number 2. So back-to-back pitches, back-to-back outs. And we'll see who Derek Shelton goes to. My dog is so anxious to know who the hitter is going to be. You can just hear it. She just wants to know right away. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Ozuna.
It's going to be Jose Ozuna. He's batting .333. Does have an RBI on the season. Takes one up, 1-0. He's made 10 appearances. He hasn't played since Thursday. He pinch hit and got a hit. Here's the 1-0 from Hauser, and that's grounded on the right side. Smoke makes a nice sliding play, but knowing that's foul, if he screws it up, it doesn't matter. So just extra cool points when he makes the play. 1-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Arcia's there. A little pirouette. Throw to Smoke, and he's got him for out number 3. So a quick inning by Hauser. And the Pittsburgh Pirates go down in order. Brewers still lead by 1 as we head to the 6th. That's right.
Your attention, please.
So, you're watching some Brewers simulated franchise mode from MLB The Show 20 on youtube.com/Tucker Comedy. These broadcasts during the week, Monday through Friday, are at 7 p.m. Saturdays at 6, Sundays at 1. All those times are central. You can also check out my website, tuckercomedy.com. That's where I just posted my first power rankings for all the teams in this franchise mode as they stand right now. So you can check that out as well. It's tuckercomedy.com/power rankings. I'm pretty sure it's power-rankings. But that is in the description of this link. So go ahead and check that out. Find out about how all the teams are progressing in this franchise mode. The Brewers were the biggest gainers in my power rankings this week. And for good reason. They went 7-0, the only undefeated team in the majors last week. That's Monday to Sunday. Michael Feliz and Richard Rodriguez warming up in the Pirates bullpen. The Mets were the biggest droppers. They had lost 7 straight. They didn't win any last week. They dropped all the way to 15. 1-1 to Smoke. Misses 2-1.
2-1.
Braves at the top of the power rankings. They went 6-1 last week. They're 17-7. They've been on fire. They swept the Mets in New York. Then they took 2 of 3 from the Giants at home. There's a pop-up right up the elevator shaft. Stallings waves everyone off, but no one was really near him anyway, so that was just for show. And there's one away.
The third baseman, number 2, Luis Urias.
Cubs were the number 1 team a week ago, but they dropped to the 2 spot. He still had a good week. Red Sox number 3, Dodgers 4, and the White Sox having a really good season. They're 16-6. A lot of their offseason moves. Picked up Edwin Encarnacion. They got Yasmani Grandal, and they are leading the AL Central, having a good start to this season. Here's the 1-0 to Urias. Slider can't find the zone, and it's 2-0. Pirates at the bottom of the power rankings. They're 29th. Only the Orioles are behind them. As Urias pops one up, that's in.
The batter, number 3, shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
The Orioles have one thing to hang a hat on. They did end the Cubs' 9-game winning streak, so They have that going for them, but that's pretty much all they've had going for them this season. It's been a rough one for them again. As Arcia takes a strike. Arcia fouls that one off. It's 0-2. Brewers come in. Power rankings number 7. It's a big week, getting wins without Christian Yelich. Sweep the Phillies in 3 extra inning games. They sweep the Mets, who are one of the top teams going into last week, but ran into a rough stretch. Mets were tied for the division lead going into last week, and then they lost 4 to the Braves, and then losing 3 more to the Brewers just put them further back in the division. Now they'll be trying to snap that losing streak. They're in Miami. They're hosting Miami right now. 2-2 to Arcia. Misses upstairs. It's full count. So a big decision coming up for Craig Counsell. Can go back out there with Adrian Hauser. He's had some quick innings as of late. If Arcia gets on. If he doesn't, probably can still go with Hauser. Here's the 3-2. And that's a grounder over to Moran. He's got it. Make the throw to end the inning. Brewers go down in order once again. And they lead by 1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. So Adrian Hauser works the 6th. He's got the top of the order coming up. So something that you haven't seen from the Brewers a lot this year is pitchers going deep into games. Counsell's usually been quick to pull his starters when it gets to that 3rd time around in the order. So we'll kind of see what the plan is here. His misses. It's 1-0. Coming into this series, Kevin Newman and Brian Reynolds have been the offense. Newman, 24 hits, leads the team with the .279 average, leads this team. 8 doubles, also leads the team. Only has 1 home run, 6 RBIs, but has been in that leadoff spot, so you kind of expect, and he swings and misses at that high fastball. It's 1-2. And there's a swing and a miss. My dog, I thought, wanted to go out to leave the room. She had seen enough, but she's good. And there's a strikeout. So there's a lot going on in this room. We got a dog grumbling, cranky. She's tired. The wife's just hanging out. She's just doing some coloring books. It's, you know, a family affair in here. We're all doing something. But one person in the family is just a little bit more irritated than the others. I think she's just sick of all the humans that have been in the house all day. Yeah. Wondering why we don't go to work anymore. Why we spend so much time, you know. I'm downstairs on my computer. Why is my wife upstairs on a computer? Like, why all these things that are happening? It doesn't make any sense. She hasn't had a moment to be by herself in ages. I think she's been... We always joke that if she's rambunctious or anything, we always say she's having puppy parties while we're away. And I think she's literally having those. Yeah, we're on to you. Because she would invite all the neighborhood dogs over when we're gone. And now, she can't do that. Her cover is blown. One of these days, one of those St. Bernards with those barrels around their necks that's full of whiskey is going to show up and be like, oh, you're here? Oh, sorry. This is not for a party. This is for a delivery. You didn't order a St. Bernard whiskey barrel? Yeah, we know. We know that's what you do. As Adam Frazier gets a base hit through all of that nonsense, Brian Reynolds is up with 1 out and a runner on first. It's Pauly trying to get these Pirate fans going. Pirates looking for that first win at home this season, hoping Brewers hoping it doesn't come at their expense. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. It's 0-1. I mentioned Brian Reynolds. Basically the offense. 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. Both leads the team. That one's right down the middle for a strike. Hauser, 71 pitches. You see Alex Claudio, Corbin Burns warming up just in case anything goes awry here. Double play ball would be pretty nice at this juncture. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3, a slider that just hovered in there. And that's the 7th strikeout for Hauser. And Brian Reynolds definitely was not looking for this pitch. Take a look at this one again. Right on the inner half of the plate, hung in there. And Reynolds might have thought that was going to possibly come in a little bit tighter, but it did not. Catches the zone. And there's a strikeout. Bell hits one over to Hira. He's got it. Oh, and a wild throw, and that is going to keep this inning alive. So Brewers have a chance to get out of it. A bad throw by Hira. And there are second and third and 2 outs. Take a look at this one again. Just turned around and just rushed the throw and threw it way high. There's going to be a close play at second. Lucky that one didn't go in the dugout. And it's second and third for Colin Moran. Hira's got quite a few errors on this team. That's always been the knock against Hira. He's not played a solid second base. He is in there mostly for his bat, as he leads the team in RBIs. He leads the team. Defense is definitely the secondary thing you have him on the team for. And Colin Moran is going to hit with runners at second and third and 2 outs. And this is a team that has not hit well with runners in scoring position, but in cases like that, that means you're due. Here's the 0-1 pitch, way inside, 1-1. Yuri Polanco's on deck. He does have an RBI double. Want to get Moran here. 1-1, grounded foul. I feel like talking about my dog was not the right momentum or the right thing. It's like the game knew I wasn't paying attention to it, and now it's punishing me with an error and everything like that. I'm not even playing, but I'm just saying, like, my focus was elsewhere, and the game's trying to sneak these things in there, I feel like. Here's the 1-2 to Moran, and that one's fouled, so we'll do it again at 1-2. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So Hauser works around the air, gets a big strikeout of Colin Moran, and we're done here in the 6th. Brewers still lead by 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. In hitting for Milwaukee, number 7.
So Adrian Hauser's day is done. Another good, solid outing. He's going to go 6 innings, give up just the 1 run. He has 8 strikeouts on the day. He struck out the side there. He struck out the side in the 3rd. He got 2 strikeouts in the 2nd, so that totals up to 8. Eric Sogard is going to hit in the pitcher's spot. 0-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Sogard has gotten a few starts over at third base. Council's just trying to try out as many people over there as possible, trying to find a little consistency with the bat. And Sogard wasn't starting. He was that first man off the bench, called strike 3 right down the middle. And for a pitch where that was set up, that was a huge miss, but it worked out. And that's a called strike 3. Cedarland in there for a 2nd inning of work. He faces off against Lorenzo Cain. That's a strike. Cedarland in his 12th appearance of the season. He does have a ERA just shy of 7. That's going to be lowered with already a scoreless inning in the books. Here's the 1-1 to Kane. In there for a strike.
1-2.
Brewers looking to make it 8 in a row. Pirates trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Here's the 1-2 to Kane. Popped foul, but out of play. Look right behind the tarp there. Bounces around. Those are always the funnest ones. Everyone kind of tries to catch it and then it just hits some concrete. Kane hits that one into right, and that is down for a base hit. So a second hit of the game for Kane, and the Brewers have a runner on with 1 out. This is when Kane is the most successful, when he's taking these outside pitches and just taking them to right field. As you've seen with a lot of his strikeouts this season, when he's trying to pull the ball, he's striking out a lot instead of just going with those outside pitches. That's going to bring up the hot hitting Ben Gamel, and Gamel's going to get hit on the forearm. That one stings a little bit,
Up next from Milwaukee.
but he'll take it. First and second here with 1 out, and Keston Hira looking to make up for that error, looking to extend that hitting streak. And looks like, putting a little spooky dust on Keston Hira, trying to get him to think about the mascot. We'll see how that works out for him. Here comes the pitch to Hira, and that one's foul. Two runners on, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Hira. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of that slider. It's 0-2. Brewers looking for some insurance here in the 7th. Here comes the pitch. I don't know where that one missed. That looked like it was good all the way, right at the top of the zone. But Earl Hendricks says that is a ball. We're going to do it again at 1-2. So Hira getting away with one there, I think. Let's see if he can make that one hurt. There's the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the right side. Bell's going to go to second with it, but it's way overthrown. That's going to bring in a run. Hira's going to stay at first. Gamel's at third. Another throw way off the mark. And that is going to provide an insurance run on the throwing error from Bell. Take a look at this one again. Bell had plenty of time with the hard hit ball to him. Rushes the throw way over the head of Kramer. Kane's going to score easily. Gamel moves all the way to third. And the Brewers have one in here in the 7th. Bring up Avisail Garcia, first and third, 1 out. And there's a pop-up. Gamel's about 1/4 of the way, not even tagging. Must not have been deep enough, and kind of an interesting play to not even be on the bag. So it's a 1-pitch out for Garcia. So a lost opportunity there, but Omar Narvaez hits. He'll get a chance, first and third. 1 run in already this inning. Brewers looking to add on. We'll hand it over to the bullpen, which has been lights out in these situations with the lead. Here's the pitch. Ripped foul. Heads up over there. No protective netting there. Got to be careful in those seats. Got to have a head on the swivel. Can't be on the phones over there, folks. Got to be paying attention to the game. That's why you paid to go there, isn't it? That's what I kind of find funny about this, is even in a game where you put in the fans, right, to have that realistic experience, you still have instances where you can see people on their phones in the background. Like, they know what the actual situations are. People will be on their phones during these games. There's a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. I even saw one. There's they were showing a shot. I think it was of a pitcher, and there was a lady all by herself on her phone. I mean, she has to check Twitter as well during these games. Here's the 1-2 to Narvaez. Another one foul. Let's get into some of those luxury foul line seats there. We'll do it again at a 1-2. Here's the pitch. Another one foul. Hira over at first. Gamel at third. 2 outs. 1 in. Brewers have a 2-run lead here in the top of the 7th. Pitch from Cedarland. Check swing. He went around. Probably a called strike anyway. And that'll do it for the Brewers here in the 7th. But they add on a run. We head to the stretch. Brewers lead 3-1.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Milwaukee.
Alex Claudio is going to get the 7th.
Claudio.
Last pitched on Sunday. Only went a third of an inning. Gave up a home run to Pete Alonso. Luckily, that was with the Brewers already up 7-1. But still, you don't like to see that. You want to make sure that you're always performing well. That's always the main thing, right? Here's the pitch to Polanco in there for a strike. Gave up the home run. Gave up 2 earned runs, and see there, Derek Shelton not happy with the umpire on that call. Hear him barking from the dugout. That one misses, so maybe the barking had some impact. Polanco is now at 1-1. He's 1 for 2 on the game. Had an RBI double, got the Pirates on the board. Another one that misses, 2-1. So Claudio came in to start the 9th, just trying to close it down, but gave up the home run. There's a swing and a miss. Gave up a leadoff home run, gave up a single, did get a ground out, but then that was it. He was done after his requisite 3 batters. 2-2 pitch. There's a fly ball into center. Cain's going to track it down, and Garcia is going to make the dive, but can't make it. And Polanco is going to make it into second with a leadoff double. So they had Polanco shaded on the right side. Garcia made a great effort at it, but just couldn't come up with it. And it goes to the fence. See that one once again, just misses. And Polanco's on with a leadoff double. Makes a hard turn, but throws on the brakes. And that's going to bring up Kevin Kramer. That was in there for a strike. So second double of the game for Polanco. He's got 6 on the season now. Kevin Kramer bats. He's 0 for 2. He's got a runner at second. Nobody out. It's that one foul. Heads up for the first base coach there. Brewers adding on a run in the 7th on the throwing error by Bell. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just misses inside. It's 1-2. So Claudio having some struggles here again today. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. So gets Kramer down on strikes, and there's 1 away. So a good bounce back after the leadoff double. It's going to bring up Jacob Stallings. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out.
Jacob Stallings.
Polanco at second. Here's the pitch. Change-up's in there for a strike. There's the 0-1 pitch. Another one's in there. So Claudio doing a good job bouncing back. He's up on Stallings now. Tying run at the plate for the Pirates. Claudio has the sign. Check of Polanco. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And there's a fly ball to center. Cain's there. And there's out number 2. Another wild throw, but everyone's in their spots, backing up bases. No need to rush that one. Polanco is not going anywhere. And that's going to bring up the pitcher spot. So see who Derek Shelton goes to in this situation, and it looks like he is going to go with Eric Gonzalez. So playing the matchup here, having the righty go up there. It's in there for a strike. Gonzalez is in a platoon with Kevin Kramer over at shortstop. Gonzalez has played in 17 games. He's batting .303. has 1 home run, 2 RBIs. And he fouls that one, so Claudio quickly up 0-2. Got the start on Sunday, was 0 for 3. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So a good job by Claudio. Gives up the leadoff double, but then gets 2 strikeouts. And the Brewers will take a 3-1 lead to the top of the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention
So
please.
as Michael Feliz is going to take over in the top of the 8th.
Number 45.
His 14th appearance of the season. 16 strikeouts to 14 walks. So I could have just seen what the things were when that guy who had 26 strikeouts. But once again, check that out again.
The first baseman, number 12.
He's given up 8 runs on the season. 5.84 ERA, giving up 2 home runs. Does not have a good strikeout to walk ratio. He's got 16 strikeouts and has walked 14. So he's had trouble with the control. But he's getting guys out with the strikeout. Smoke stands in there, 0 for 2, and he takes a ball to start this at-bat here in the 8th. Change up right down the middle, it's 1-1. Brewers looking to make it 8 straight here in Pittsburgh. Hang the 5th straight loss on these Pirates. Here's the 1-1. This is 2-1. Brewers got on the board first with a 2-run single by Ben Gamel. They attack a 3rd run on last inning. The throwing error with runners on 1st and 2nd. Josh Bell trying to turn 2. There was one in the outfield. That scored Kane. Gave the Brewers their 3-1 lead. So Fleas falling behind on Smoke here. It's 3-1. See what he has here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball at 96. And it's a full count. I guess, you know, with the Cubs, I saw the score. They're winning 11-5. I don't know if that was a final or anything. But, you know, the Cubs, they play a lot of games during the day, especially when they're at home. Usually the Monday, Tuesday games, those have been more traditionally the night games. It's usually like Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the getaway day games, those have always been afternoon games, per tradition. It's kind of an interesting thing that the Cubs, with the Wrigleyville, they have only a certain amount of games they can actually play at night, I believe. Smoke takes one upstairs, and there's a walk. So the Brewers have their leadoff man on in the 8th.
The 3rd baseman, number 2. Louis.
I'll have to look that up. Well, when the Brewers play in Chicago, I'll have that fact ready to go. Luis Arias bats with nobody out and a runner on 1st. He's looking for his first hit of the game. Takes the ball, 1-0. Robbie Erlin, Richard Rodriguez getting warmed up for the Pirates. The one thing that you'll notice is, unless the Pirates have a lead, they will not use their setup and their closer. That's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. So the Pirates only have 4 wins on the season. Kyle Crick, who's their setup man, has been in only 4 games. He's pitched 3 innings, and he's given up 2 runs. Keon Kella, who's their closer, it's another swing and a miss, has appeared in 2 games and has 2 saves. So unless the Pirates absolutely have the lead, you will not see those pitchers in this series, especially late in the game. 1-2 is fouled off. So a very interesting move by Derek Shelton. I mean, it's one of those things where even if you're, you know, in a losing streak or something like that, you still try to get these guys some innings to work, get in the game, get in some game situations. That's always very important. You know, if you haven't pitched in some game action in a long time, you can only do bullpen sessions for so long before you need to get some action. There's one grounded. Bell's got it. He's going to go to second. Kramer's got it. Relay throw is not in time. And it's a fielder's choice for Urias to get the lead runner in Smoke. And there's one away for Orlando Arcia.
Orlando Arcia.
So Bell's able to make the throw on that one. And Arcia bats with one on and one out here in the top of the 8th. Takes a 95-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone, but it's a ball. It's 1-0. Misses 2-0. Yeah, a lot of pitchers, they're just creatures of habit. You know, especially, you know, starting pitchers, they know every 5th game the ball's going to be there, so they have their routine. You have your, you know, after you start, you usually just hang out in the dugout. Might have a plate toss session, just kind of keep the arm loose. And you have like a bullpen day, and then the day before you might throw a little bit harder, throw a little bit of a bullpen. And Arcia hits one to left and deep, and he's going to walk his way to first for the most part, but he hits one out of here down the line. His 2nd home run of the season, and the Brewers have a 5-1 lead. No doubt about that shot. Pulls it down the left field line. Kind of a short porch in left, but don't take anything away from this home run. He absolutely got all of that one. And Arcia, having struggled the last few games, getting back on track with the home run. That's what you like to see. Hooks it right around the foul pole. Went 370. That's still a good shot.
Your attention, please.
And that brings up the pitcher spot, and Ryan Braun is going to pinch hit here in the 8th. So Fleas gives up his 3rd home run of the season. Faces Ryan Braun, and he grounds that one foul. Braun hasn't started since a week ago Monday. Has gotten some pinch hit situations here and there, but... And he hits a little dribbler down the 3rd baseline. Moran's going to make a nice play, and Bell holds onto the bag, and Braun is out at first. So, good play by Moran to get the throw over there, and a good play by Bell to make the stretch, hold the bag, and there's 2 away. So, Braun still struggles at the plate. And there's 2 away. Lorenzo Cain is up. He's got 2 hits on the day. He scored on the wild throw from Josh Bell, trying to turn 2. And he takes a strike. That one misses 1-1. One pitch. Misses. The Brewers can kind of keep like a 4-run lead or keep it out of a save situation. Another one misses. Might not have to go to Hader tonight, which would be nice. Give him another day off. It was looking like he wasn't going to pitch on Sunday, but had to come in for 1 batter just to ensure the win. Kane fouls that one into the seats. It's 3-2. Hader 4 straight games with a save. 3 in New York. Got one in against Philly. Kane drives that one to left. Frazier is there, and he's got it for out number 3. Brewers get a long home run from Orlando Arcia. Wraps it around the pole. Tack on 2 more. Brewers lead by 4.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Brewers, number 39,
Corbin Burns is going to get the ball here in the 8th, his 18th appearance of the season.
Leading up for the Pirates, the second baseman, Kevin Newman.
Comes in there for a strike. Burns last pitched on Sunday, went an inning, walked 1, struck out 1, pitched a scoreless 6th. Really coming along this season. He's kind of pitched in some high-pressure situations. Gets a fly ball. Kane's calling for it. He's got it. There's 1 away. He's had some situations. He had the rough... Had a rough week a couple weeks ago with the Reds. Gave up a grand slam, and then he gave up a 3-run homer against the Mets at home. But since then, he's really bounced back. He's found himself in some jams. Against the Phillies last week, he was pitching the 10th, had bases loaded, had to work out of that jam to keep the game tied. But it's been pitching very well as of late. If he keeps that up, there might be a rotation spot for him in the future. Line drive to Gamble. He's got it. 2 away. So 2 quick outs here for Burns. Like to see that. If he can get out of this inning quickly, might be able to come in for the 9th. Brian Reynolds is in there, 0 for 3 on the day. And that one's a strike. The 0-1 to Reynolds. Another swing and a miss. Good changeup there. Kept him off balance. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Came back with the curveball. It's 1-2. Good waste pitch there by Burns. Keep it out of the zone. Keep it from being hit. Don't want to give him anything too good with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses. It's 2-2. And a called strike 3. Curveball on the outside part of the plate. And Corbin Burns mows through these Pirates in the 8th. So we head to the top of the 9th. Brewers have a 5-1 lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Pirates.
So just as I said that you don't see these guys in games where they're not leading, Keon Kella, the closer for the Pirates, is going to work the 9th.
Leading off for the Brewers.
Went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, struck out 1. He's going to face Ben Gamble here. It's in there for a strike. Gamble and then Keston Hira. Hira looking to one last chance to extend that hitting streak. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Should be a tough order against Kella. It is only his 3rd game. Has 2 strikeouts, hasn't given up a run. And there's a hard hit ball to Bell, but gathers it. Plenty of time to get Gamble, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, second baseman, Keston Hira.
So up comes Hira looking to make it an 8-game hitting streak. He did in his last at-bat. Second to last at-bat in New York on Sunday. And he hits that one deep to left, but foul. So right on Kella, going right after that first pitch. It's 0-1. Pitch from Kella. Another one foul. Good job by Hira just fighting that one off. Looked like he was a little bit more prepared for that off-speed pitch. Was getting fooled by some of those earlier in the game. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3. Another slider just comes in. Hits the corner of the zone, so barring a big inning by the Pirates, that one just gets enough of the plate. That was a curveball. Keston Hira's hitting streak's going to end at 7. Bring up Avasil Garcia. He's 1 for 4. Got a single back in the first. And flown out to the outfield 3 times. Here's the pitch, and that misses 1-0. Brewers looking to win 8 in a row, looking to keep pace with the Cubs, who've won already today against the Padres. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, 2-0. Curveball just gets the bottom part of the zone. It's 2-1. Two one from Kella is fouled off to the right side. Garcia's at 2-2 now. Garcia coming off a big series against the Mets, keeping the hitting going here with one in the first. Here's the 2-2 way inside, and it's a full count. Now look at Omar Narvaez. The Pittsburgh skyline in the background. Full count pitch on its way to Garcia. Here it is. It over to Kramer. He'll get that one over to Bell, and he pulls him off the bag. And Garcia is going to be safe. So the second error for these Pirates infielders. And Omar Narvaez is going to get a chance to hit here with 2 away. Just a little bit off the bag. The throw just pulls Bell off just enough. And here's the pitch. Fouled off. Heads up Ed Cedar. 0-1 on the Brewers catcher. Getting another hit today. Keeping his average very healthy in that 360 range. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So Narvaez is down on strikes. That's his third strikeout of the game. And he has not done that a lot this year. We head to the bottom of the ninth. It's last call for the Pirates. They trail by 4.
Your attention, please. Now,
so JP Fireisen's going to get the 9th inning here, his 15th game of the season. He's 3-1. Has blown 2 saves on the season. Strikeout to walk ratio, a little troubling. He's going to face the heart of this order where all the hits have come from, for the most part, tonight. Going to face Josh Bell, who has 2 hits. Misses upstairs, it's 1-0.
1 ball, no strike.
Fireisen just given up 1 home run this season in 12 1/3. And there's a grounder over to Arcia. He'll make the backhanded play. A strong throw to first, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, the third baseman, Colin.
I'll bring up Colin Moran. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out his last at-bat. Fireisen comes set. Here's the pitch. Grounder. Arcia's going to cut off Hira. And make the play, and just like that, there's 2 outs. So Pirates hitters being very aggressive these last 2 innings, and now they're down to their final out. I'll bring up Gregory Polanco. He's got 2 doubles on the day. Drove in the lone run for the Pirates here tonight. And he is their last out. And that's in there for a strike.
0-1.
Corey Knable, Brent Suter, just in case. You never know. You got to get all 27 outs. That's how the rules of baseball work. 0-1 to Polanco. That's a little bit outside. It's 1-1. 1-1 to Polanco. Swing and a miss. Great changeup, low and away. That's a perfect pitch when you're a right-handed batter and or a right-handed pitcher and you have a left-handed batter. Changeup's low and away. That's the way to go. 1-2 pitch. Popped up. Kane racing back, and that is at the fence. So Polanco is going to get his 3rd double of the night. And the Pirates keep this one alive here in the 9th. It looked like a pop-up. It sounded like a pop-up. But with the way the fielders are, that's going to go all the way to the track and then bounce up against the fence. Polanco having a day. 3rd double of the day. And that's going to bring up Kevin Kramer, who's 0 for 3. And he's going to see if he can keep this one going for the Pirates. Ollie the Parrot, he's getting these fans going. He knows that you got to get all the outs before you can go home. So why not score some runs? Slider misses. It's 1-0. Blanco at second. And there's one. Fireisen knocks it down. He composes himself, grabs it, and gets the play at first. And the Brewers have won 8 in a row. And they are some kind of on fire right now, as they take this one from the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-1. So the Pirates have still not won a game at home. They've lost 5 straight. And the Brewers 4-0 on this road trip so far. A lot of momentum on this team's side. Take a look at Derek Shelton there. Wonder if he's contemplating what he got himself into when he took this job. Adrian Hauser gets the win, his second of the season. Chris Archer takes the loss. And once again, this Brewers bullpen shuts it down for the Brewers. So the Brewers win their 8th straight. They are still tied for first in the NL Central. And they will be back here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock is when we will be going live. It is going to be Eric Lauer, who has an 0-2 record. He's going to face off against Trevor Williams, who's 1-1. So that's your matchup for tomorrow. We'll be right back here. They'll be playing at PNC. I'll still be here in Wisconsin. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow.